man. Let's kick this beast off making some money.
Primal Herb. Guys, Primal Herb's mission is simple: to inspire and provide a natural path to balance, restore, and optimize the body. And this is done through effective products, actionable content, and a business that's their lifestyle. All of their products contain pure sourced ingredients with a defined purpose that's supported completely by independent research.
Ooh.
Did you hear that, Justin?
Ooh.
They only provide the purest ingredients and only source with certified GMP compliant facilities. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. They also have a full 1-year refund, so you can buy with confidence. Optimization is important to us, so we're going to give you 20% off of the entire store with the promo code AWKWARD. So click the link in the show description and find your balance now. You guys have also heard us talk about Axon Supplements. This podcast is also brought to you by Axon Supplements. They've been with us since the beginning.
Pretty much
the beginning. So you've heard us talk about them. Axton believes in using only the highest quality ingredients to ensure they create the highest quality products possible for their customers. All of their products undergo third-party laboratory, not first or second, testing to prove their superiority. CBD is a non-psychoactive component of cannabis to support a wide range of therapeutic benefits and does not cause a high, unlike THC. Talking about that devil's lettuce. CBD is legal to purchase and own in all 50 states. Users can experience a sense of calm and focus, relief from everyday stresses and anxiety, pain relief, recovery from exercise-induced inflammation, and more. Want to try the delicious CBD gummies or the peppermint-flavored drops? We're giving you a 15% discount on the entire site. Again. So go to axtonsups.com and use the promo code AWKWARD at checkout. Boom, boom, boom.
great ad read, Z. Did a good job. Did a hella good job. Hella good job. Hella good job. Hella good job. Getting ready for the fucking show. Trying to get into a good fucking mood.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Feel. This feeling right now, man, I swear it feel. Yeah. It's all about us.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
What
Guess who's back, guys?
Is up, socially awkward aardvarks and alligators. Welcome back to another week.
Dude, thank you guys for tuning in again.
And
I can't thank you enough.
Newbies, dude.
Yeah, the
Thanks
newbies.
for
Yeah,
the
shout out.
The new alligators and aardvarks.
Yeah, shout out. I mean, we're growing, guys, slowly but surely.
Swarming, dude. The zoo is growing.
We are slowly growing, slowly but surely. And guys, we got some good news. We're on episode 21. You know what that means?
We could almost drink.
What do you mean almost?
Oh, we can drink now.
The episode, the podcast guys
we're
can finally
legal now.
drink.
Yes.
The podcast is legal.
We are fully legal.
So that being
Not
said,
almost legal anymore.
yeah, we're legal AF now. So I think that, I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit, festive. The holidays are around the corner. We keep forgetting to talk about that. I'm feeling like we should do.
We got the Starbucks cups.
Yeah, I'm feeling like we should do something celebratory. And
What do you want to do?
I'm thinking, if I can remember right, yeah. I mean, we do have merch coming. We have hats that are dropping on the 28th. We've got a long sleeve shirt and a short sleeve shirt coming out.
What?
So yeah, I didn't tell you. Oh, whoops! I forgot to tell you guys.
No, I saw the drop.
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I
first
didn't.
time
I,
talking
well, I
about it
didn't.
here.
I never talked about the long sleeve shirt though. But
Ooh.
anyways, yeah. So that's coming out. So I'm just thinking, what if we did a party like I don't know, if you're 21 and up and you listen to the podcast
And you're in Arizona.
and you're in Arizona and you want to party in Old Town Scottsdale with the Weber boys. It's just us. So just if you just want to get out of the house, because we're trying to. So I think that this is going to help us with that. I think that this is going to help us get out of the house like we've been needing to do, because it's been so long. And our podcast can drink, and that's, I think, what we've been waiting for. Is we just needed that time for
maybe we'll get a table in what, like the first maybe 5 people that
first 5. Yeah, let's do first 5. Let's keep the party light. We'll do a table.
First 5 get into the table,
And we'll do a group vote. How about on
booze.
on where we go and what
where.
booze?
And
Group vote. So 5, but you have to subscribe to the podcast.
Review
and write a review, or if you're a YouTube listener, subscribe and just maybe share with a friend. I mean, we're not going to track this, but just share with a friend, or just do something, just because we are having you come out. So just, we're not asking for too much, so just, maybe just share that video. You thought that Tiger Gazelle shit was funny, just send that out, just be like, yo, hey.
Yeah, we're putting in some hard work here.
Hey, Derek, this is funny as shit, dude. Check this out. And he's like, man, dude, you're right, bro. They're great. I'm going to follow them. And then that's how we grow, guys.
And then that's how you get closer with a friend. That's how you get.
Yep, you guys have something to bond over, because you guys don't have T-ball anymore.
Yeah, dude. Now you guys now that y'all are transitioning out of shit
Mm-hmm.
and into new shit.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be great to have something to still be able to bond over and talk it over with your buddies?
Yeah. Or be like, dude, I feel like they were off over here. I feel like they were off and they talked about this. Or
Yeah,
I feel like
I disagree. I thought Z was way fucking out of line.
Yep.
And Justin was exactly right. Or maybe I'm fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah, maybe you're the nut.
Maybe I'm the kook.
Dude, maybe you're the nut and I'm the squirrel in this turn, and I get to be.
Either way, dude, people get into the conversation. They get in the mix.
Right, and they
get
care.
into it with their friends, and it's a healthy thing. And, I think that's...
Because, dude, let's be
that's
real
what
here.
we're
Everyone's
looking to
getting
do
bored
as a
about talking
prereq.
about, just...
Can you get that dealt with? Because I'm hearing a lot of the...
Okay, well...
I'll wait.
You just had my thing all cocked up, I couldn't move it.
I'll wait.
And sit properly. Anyways, man, yeah, so let's do that. Let's do first 5, and they have to listen and subscribe.
We don't care who you are.
And we'll go out, yeah, male, female, whatever. Bring them all. Come all. And
we're going to open that up, dude. Also, too, getting into it, this is going to be the last episode probably before Christmas.
Nope, it's not. We've got one more. Well,
no, dude.
Actually, you're right. We got to send them off. Yeah, we're the day after Christmas.
Yeah, we
so
drop the day after.
We got to send everyone off to the holiday
so
season.
We'll make sure to get a little jingle in your jangle.
It's holiday season.
As far as some yucks go.
Yeah,
in this episode, we got some great content.
We do. And I think that to be extra festive, you got to be, it's really coming up on us quick, I think is the main issue, for me is it's already Christmas, guys. And I feel like the Grinch because
I've already given you your gift today.
What is it?
The bracelet. I'm wearing mine. I'll just give a quick shout out to Hidden Onyx who sent us these bracelets. They're not paying us or anything, but they sent us these, and they're really nice and cool. So go check them out on Instagram.
Yeah. It's a cool little plug.
It was a neat little plug.
Yeah. Oh, and then also shout out today. This is just to move on now, I guess, from our weekend. I'll tell you today what happened is.
Well, we haven't even started on our recap.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll just get into talking about the recap in the day and.
All right, dude.
So, anyways, let's act like we did a podcast before. So today, I was just getting my my brakes fixed, and I got hooked up. So I was just on while we're shouting people out. Shout out to Breaks Plus, I think I went to, because there's just Breaks and there's Breaks Plus. I don't want to get it confused because I feel like that would piss some people off. That's Breaks Plus this was. And shout out to Russ in there, running shop. Russ the runner, not the runner, Russ running shop.
Russ the runner of shop.
Yeah, him and Cash, So if you guys are in the Phoenix area, go to Breaks Plus on Tatum and Summit's in like North Phoenix, I think.
Are you doing that to be cool? Because just the other day you said how annoyed you get when people fuck
I
up
do,
names.
but I actually got confused. I thought about it in the shower today right before this. I was like, fuck, did I go to Breaks Plus or just Breaks? Which
Check
one
the
was
receipt.
it? All right, well, it's already in my glove box because that's what a responsible driver does is they put their receipts in their glove box and they file it properly. I don't just chuck it in the back to where I can just hopefully find it someday.
Well, either way, dude, we had an eventful week last week.
Yeah, it was an eventful week.
It started out on my end, dude. We had on Wednesday, obviously, we had the podcast that dropped like we do every single Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And, and we here's the deal, dude, with the podcast is we understand, number one, first and foremost, to be successful in this game is you got to look the part, check, obviously. And number two is you have to be consistent. And if you say that you're going to show up on a Wednesday morning, then every fucking person, it doesn't matter if you got 3 people listening or 3 million people listening, when they wake up, they need to have an episode underneath their pillow.
Yeah.
Waiting for
Love
them.
that you say that.
Dude, because
underneath their pillow.
that's what it is. They got an episode underneath the pillow when they wake up on a Wednesday morning. It's a socially awkward podcast.
Because someone is going to be bummed if it's not there.
Yeah, dude, whether you listen to it then or not. I mean, we get a lot of people that trickle in throughout the week and whatnot, and I get that. But, like, there are people who are Wednesday morning
There are people that are
warriors,
tuning
dude.
in because it drops at midnight. Audio drops on midnight every Wednesday morning at midnight.
And I sometimes sneak out the YouTube
Right.
a little bit, or like I sneak it out maybe sometimes on a Tuesday night real late.
Yeah, so I mean, but like there's usually a good amount that are already listening like before I'm even up, before I even check the stats, and I'm like, damn, all right.
Yeah, so we've got to make sure that
It's there.
That shit's done. Now, moving on. I thought it would be a smart idea because the last article that I had done, Growing Money on Trees, had done pretty well as far as the views went and as far as page views and stuff like that. I talked about a little bit last podcast, not a big deal. But I had another one that I just dropped last week called What is Debt? And I thought to myself that it would be a smart idea to just parlay all the momentum together and drop that on the same day. And Z is the one who posts the article onto the web. And Z is also the one that does a lot of other shit. And evidently, I didn't realize this, but what I thought it was, the process to publish my articles was like a Facebook status, pretty much. Where you just log in and you put, the title,
Yeah.
copy, paste,
Yeah.
done. Wasn't that way, and we ended up getting into a huge fight, and basically that lasted a whole day.
It did last a whole day. That's actually longer for most of our fights because if we get in a fight, it's usually done within like a couple hours, cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
We see something funny on Instagram, we can't not send it. This was different though, man.
We were upset, but then
Couple heated podcasters.
just a couple passionate Patricks out there.
No, dude, couple passionate podcasters.
Couple of passionate Patrick podcasters out there just giving it, and that was all it was, dude. Was at the end of the day, what it boiled down to for us, and what it usually does, is miscommunication and passion. Because even though we spend pretty much every second together, you'd be so shocked at what we don't communicate to each other on a business level.
Yeah, and there is really like quite a bit because
Like we got to really structure time that says We're talking about this, and this on this day at this
Right.
time.
Well, and sometimes we forget just because, like, and this isn't anything to sound cool or anything, but like, and it's all stuff I've just put on myself. But like, I just made myself because when I was working, I felt
Self-made?
such a dude. I felt such a chip on my shoulder though when I first started working because like I was always running out of shit to do. And then I remember Dad telling me, he's like, you're never out of stuff to do. There's always something. And then I was like, well, no, there's not. There's nothing. I've done this. I've done that. And he's like, okay, what about this? So since then, that's how my mind has just worked. So I've just added more and more and more to my plate to where now it's like there's just so many obligations that come up versus when we first started, you could come up to me and be like, hey man, we got to post this or do this. It's ready to go. Well, now it's a little bit different. Now you got to get to my assistant's assistant. Right. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You just got to remember who to go to. You just got to remember that the secretary has an assistant, and that's who you got to go through if you want to talk to Papa.
Well,
you follow me, and that's okay.
No, and I know, and I know,
and I know you have an assistant, I think, or you have someone on Fiverr that helps you schedule your week. But
I know
you can.
I know
it's okay.
I know.
Just have them call.
Hey Z,
my assistant, secretary's assistant.
Hey Z,
just take. That's so much easier.
Hey Z,
I'll give you their email.
Okay, Z.
Or you can try our customer service line, which is 24/7.
Yeah, dude, I'm not as cool as you. I don't have an assistant. I don't even know what Fiverr is.
I don't have an assistant.
And
never heard of Fiverr? Fiverr's dope, dude.
What is it?
You can make money. You can like freelance shit.
Like Angie's List?
Yeah. I did it for like you can have logos made and shit on there. I didn't do it for this, but I did it for what was it? Oh, well, that business isn't out yet, so I'm not gonna mention any more. I don't have an NDA with you guys, sorry. But I had a logo made for a business that's been in production for some time, so we're gonna end it here on the Fiverr talk and how it's helping that business that is it's the baby's cooking, but it's just taking a little longer, so that's okay.
Yeah, Z decided he didn't want to be a full-time tech guy, and that's why
well, that's what's nice about these freelance companies is they are all tech shit, so like they just help you with like tech that that you can't do. Yeah,
dude, I'm real behind in general on all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, well, just from like being in the insurance industry, like when I got into that, what they gave me was a list of names and a phone, and I had to call those people and go meet with them. Like that was marketing. And it sounds ridiculous, but that was how they rolled.
Damn.
So that my tech skills lacks considerably.
Yeah, and it just was moving so quick, but yeah, so we got in the fight and
we resolved it.
Yeah, we got over it pretty quickly.
Passionate miscommunication, that's all we had.
And then speaking of passionate, then moving on from that, we got our haircuts and took way too long.
Really long.
It was a 3-hour experience, which is usually why it took longer, I think, is because usually we don't get our haircuts on the same day, usually, but this time he went before me, and the haircut itself is like usually about an hour. So, I mean, already if it's both of us, we're looking at 2 hours. But
I think I'm at a point right this second that I need to just kind of grow my hair out anyways.
I'm thinking that too. I want to grow mine out.
And really just I don't know. I feel a little naked.
Naked?
I feel a little naked without my hair, without my mane.
Yeah. I'm thinking about growing mine. I mean, I tried for a little bit, but I think I'm going to give it another run and just kind of.
It was tough.
I just don't know what to do, and
It was tough when I was kind of thicker. You know, not that I'm real lean and shit now, but I was a lot thicker, and in that time to pull off the long hair look, it blew the rest of my face up because my beard was kind of big, and then my hair was long, and I was pretty thick, so. You know, it wasn't the greatest look.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you did it now, because I remember when you were younger and you did the longer hair, it was a good look, but...
It was a fan favorite, I would say.
Yeah.
All in all, I think that the girls in school liked it more long.
Yeah, they did. Well, you used to always brag about it, and I always wanted long hair for this reason, but you're like, I love getting...
you know what, dude?
I get HJs all the time. Like, you get a what? And you're like, I get hair jobs all the time, dude.
All
they
the time,
always
dude. They
just
loved playing with my
they
hair.
pet you.
Dude, in high school, they used to love to play with my hair, and then when I was dating my ex and she wanted me to play with her hair, I was like, I don't know. But fun fact, I won best hair in senior year in Omaha, Nebraska when I went to high school there. I didn't graduate there. I don't even have a yearbook, but I won best hair.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't?
Damn,
Yeah,
I didn't win anything in high school.
That was all I won in high school. Well, no, I won a lot of shit in high school, but
Yeah, we had different lives.
But
I won a jiu-jitsu competition, but that was outside of school.
Yeah.
But
anyways, yeah, the hair thing, I'm looking to grow that mane back out, maybe a scotch, and just see what happens.
Yeah.
What's it
just
gonna
been
do?
Well, yeah, and I think we need I think a little bit of a break at the barbershop would be nice because we've just been going there so often now, and I think they probably need a break from us because it's just what it seems like a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
they're not tuning into the podcast.
Yeah,
they don't like our shit, and like if you're not gonna support what we're doing, like probably gotta.
Well, some people in the shop, there's guys in the shop that like our shit and.
I know, but
tune in and whatnot, but
like
our specific barber doesn't tune into shit.
Yeah, like you gotta step up to the plate, homeboy.
Sometimes late. I mean, just
cutting our hair.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna grow it back out and just see what happens.
Which what? I'm gonna try it out, so you guys can let me know.
Here was the real issue with all this is it almost made us late for the Lord because we had to go to a church thing, and that church thing is a thing that we do once a year, and the ladies that run the charity that we're a part of put it on, and it's once a year, and
it's like a Christmas.
Yeah.
Event kind of thing.
Yeah, and we cannot be late, miss it, or anything like that. And we were almost late for the Lord.
And especially when, the main issue was too is we left so.
Would have been bad.
Well, but we left so early in the day.
I know
that it was like we were gone. And I'm like, dude, we're gonna be fucking late. When we left.
We're gonna be on a milk box, dude, before this night's done.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, we're all at the office, and then so we pieced out at the office at 2:30, 2:45ish.
Yeah, because my appointment was at 3.
Mm-hmm. So we need to get down there. So it's like you bail out of the office at 2:30, and then you can't show up 4 hours later on time to the Christmas thing, and it's like, come on, man, like we got appointments for a reason, dog.
Yeah, dude, it's yeah, it was an interesting thing, man. I think he took a walk in, and it would have had to have been like 15 minutes before I showed up, and that's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, but anyways, and then we had that
cut takes an hour.
So after that, we had our work Christmas party. So like everyone that we work with.
That was Saturday.
Yeah,
because Friday the church thing ran until we didn't get home till about 11.
Yeah, that was a late night.
Late night for the Lord. And then Saturday we had our work cut out for us as well. A little bit of an earlier night though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I was surprised. Well, it's crazy because you would think that like a work Christmas party would go till like 11 and the church thing would go till like 8:30.
It was vice versa.
Yeah, it was flip-flop.
Which, I'm not mad at.
I'm not either.
I just the partying thing's a lot.
Well, I didn't feel great the next day. So
Yeah,
then
I didn't
Sunday, and then that night actually, I had someone barking up my DMs about Justin not being the weight that he says he is, or some, I don't know, just some shit. I just didn't feel like dealing with it really on a Saturday night. So then I was like to Justin, I was like, yo, are you how much do you weigh right now? Because he was like, there's no way Justin weighs 190. So I was like, pretty sure he fucking does. I'm gonna hope. And then I texted Justin real quick and I was like, yo, what's your weight right now? And he's like, 190. Why? And I'm like, check this out. So he comes in and checks it out and he's like, tell him done, dude. And then we're like, all right, shit. So we signed up.
He put a bet out. He put a bounty out that if I was under 200, he was gonna buy $100 of merch. Or no, if I was 190. Then he would buy $100 worth of Weber Boys merch, and if I was over 200, I had to plug his whatever he's fucking doing on my social media. And
I thought it was on here on the pod that we had to do it.
Everywhere, dude. I think it was an all over thing.
Damn.
And
that would have been busy.
Yeah, dude, and I was like, well,
Thank
done.
God you're...
I was like, done, because I know what my fucking weight is. And so then he's like, all right, well, 5 o'clock next day. So I'm sitting around. We were working on the show notes and shit like that. We just did a normal workout. And it's 5 o'clock, and I text him, and I'm like, dude, if I drive all the way over there for you to not be fucking home, because you were just drunk talking shit last night, then I'm going to be upset. And he's like, oh, I'm busy. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I figured. And he's like, you must have been on weight. And I'm like, I mean, I always won fucking 90, dude. Nothing.
Yeah, you didn't drop a quick 40 in a night?
Yeah, dude, I haven't weighed 200 pounds in like 3 months. And so I sent him a picture of the scale, and it happened to be that I was wearing pants, and it was 190.6. And so that 0.6, interestingly enough, is going to hang up the bet. And so I guess it's a wash, which is a weird deal.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I said initially was, you know what, dude, don't worry about the merch, don't worry about giving us the $100, just because I know he's been doing the ring and the bell for Salvation Army.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, just take the $100, donate it to Salvation Army. And he is like going, no, I'm not doing that. You're 0.6 pounds over, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, I don't even think Dana White gives a fuck about a full pound. But
why don't you just take the pants off, lose the 0.6, and just have your dong in it?
Well, I didn't want him to have fucking blackmail. So I was like,
how is that blackmail? It's going to get out at some point. It's only a matter of time, brother. It's 2018. What do you think it is, 06? Think The Social Network's not a movie? And I say you dress it up with the top hat.
God, dog, dude, that was funny as fuck. No, dude.
Yeah.
So I said, since you're gonna welch on the bet for the Salvation Army, I'll step up and I'll donate the $100, because
good purse.
I'm a good purse.
It's nice of you.
Yeah, proving a point. So
yeah, well, that's interesting, man.
fuck him for that.
My question is, and this kind of goes for anyone who is seeing what we're doing or kind of anything, and think anything is not real. Like, it just bugs me, because it's like, what do you think we're doing? Like, we don't go out, we don't, we spend a lot of time working and working out. It's really all we do. So it's like when people say that's not real,
photos
or a video. And the thing is, it was a video of Justin curling weight, and we were at the Christmas party, and it was between he and another guy. that were going at it, another meathead that they were just doing curls. So I was just filming it because I hadn't posted a story. So I just needed something to fucking post, to be honest. And then, you got to deal with that. And I got to defend the bro a little bit. I might throw some jabs here and there just while it's playful. But, we're doing these workouts together. So if he's not seeing results, and that means I'm not seeing results. So now it's like a shot at both of us, because we work out together, we do this, and we had to work a lot to get to this point. So it's not like,
Yeah, it becomes personal for you too.
Yeah,
it's weird, man. And then the accusations of editing a story on Instagram is weird because like you just. On Instagram stories, you just hold it while you're.
There's no editing. Well, there's like 6 filters you can choose from.
Yeah, you can. I love the Oslo. I love Lagos, dude. I don't.
It's too much, dude.
I don't fuck as much with Rio de Janeiro, but I fucks with.
I like
the
Jakarta.
New York. I love New York filter too.
I like Jakarta.
But that's it. Like you just point, click, hold. And then swipe.
Yeah, I'm not sure
filters.
what editing, because he kept saying editing, so I don't know like what you can't really
like.
edit.
Are you like what is he? What I wonder is he like doing it in this camera roll and then putting it in iMovie and doing some sort of edit? Like, where do you come up with that?
I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't know, man.
And look at the podcast, dude. If I were able to edit how I look on video. Don't you think that I would look way better on here?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I look okay on the podcast. Like if you were to go on my YouTube, I would say I'm probably a 6, 7, 7.5.
Yeah, the video doesn't do us justice. I don't think.
I think if you go to my Instagram, I'm a little higher ranking, and I level out somewhere in that range. But
yeah, but it's one thing, like if your photos are edited and it's a professionally taken photo, which like your most recent photos clearly are,
right.
If you're going to talk about that, like, I don't know, man. I don't understand what the deal is. Like, what people...
It turned out he was fucked up. He was drunk. And here's something that's crazy, dude. And this will probably really piss him off, too. Just a thought, dude, is like, you got a guy who's real drunk, okay? Probably alone at home. Yeah, he said like 37 shots deep. I've been pretty fucked up before. 37 shots deep. You're that fucked up only on a few occasions. Giant party, okay? Funeral, because you're upset. Breakup, because you're upset. Wedding, because you're happy.
So either you're really happy, you're celebrating something, or you're really bummed out.
No matter what you're doing, though, you're not on your phone in DMs being a troll. If you're that fucked up, you're doing way different shit, usually.
Yeah.
My point is like...
Good point.
You know what I mean? And then, riddle me this, too. What if he had, instead of sculled all those shots, what if instead he just sculled one joint instead? What would his message have been? Maybe like, holy shit, dude. He was curling only 50 pounds less than what he weighs. That's nuts.
Or he's just like asleep and just like,
whatever, dude. But he's not.
Or on the Instagram page, if you high.
But he's not DMing that guy's brother talking shit, making bets, and then not fucking paying on him when you lose.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And the thing that was just strange to me is like, I personally don't. I've not spent a lot of time with him, so I don't know him very well. So like, that's what was just a little weird to me, just because it was like, hey man, come in here talking shit to my bro. It's like,
Yeah, and like the thing is like
what are we doing here?
I mean, we know each other fairly well. Like but the thing is, he's an old hockey coach. Like he's a middle-aged dude. Like this isn't,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
not
like
a
an ongoing
great
thing. And I'm like, dude, fuck. Just focus on your shit.
Yeah, it would be, well, and a lot of things, like I've noticed, if people just did focus, I'm not going to sit here and talk like a motivational guru, but the minute I stopped fucking worrying about everyone else all the time and trying to compete was the minute, that I actually started having things in my life come about, like having my own business. Granted, it's not Nike or it's not Apple, but my goal is to have a business, not build Nike or Apple.
Right.
So same with the podcast. You know, we're not Joe Rogan's podcast, but we're a podcast. We have a podcast. So my goal has been set, but for a long time it didn't, because I was so focused on, you know, I would be watching sports and seeing kids my age playing professionally, making millions a year, saying, oh my gosh, dude, if only I would have tried harder, if only I would have done this, if only I would have done that. They're only getting there because of this reason or that reason. You're not doing anything. You're literally, why not take that time, sub out a few of the drinks, have only a couple, and work on shit and be productive? That's what I do on my weekends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people are starting to go that route. I think
learn something.
You know what I think it is, man, honestly, and I think we can actually credit women for a lot of this. I think they're the ones to start to figure all that out first, and that's what's causing a lot of the divide between men and women. I think sociologically right now, but what it's also doing is it's inadvertently motivating men and pushing boundaries to do new things and try new methods, try new ways of building businesses and stuff like that. I mean, there's so much inspiration to be taken from what a lot of women have done and built over the last even fucking 5 years. It's
for
incredible.
Sure.
So I think that's only good in moving everything forward and all of that. What that does as far as relationships go, that might be different, but you know, in terms of being productive and professional, obviously it's more productivity is better for everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's productivity at the end of the day. Like, what difference does it make, really, even if you...
Sorry, but what I want to say, one more thing about women, is what was crazy was I just heard this in some sort of a seminar thing that I was in. It was a statistic that CEOs of companies are way more likely to want to hire women right now than men, and the reason is because they're more hardworking, they're more focused, they're more all of this, and they're more all of that, and they're so much less focused on how much I weigh when I'm doing a curl, or how I edit my videos, or how I edit my photos, or how my photographer edits my photos, because I sign a contract with my photographer that says I'm not even allowed to edit the photos after he edits them. So,
yeah,
you know, it's so silly, but these girls aren't worried about that shit. They're worried about getting theirs, going after it, and fucking getting it done, and that is why it is what it is. But anyways, dude, I don't want to spend more time on this bullshit.
Yeah. At the end of the day, guys, just spread love. It's not that hard. Like, if you're close, you're cool with someone, you want to talk some shit, I get it here and there, but there's, you know, sometimes it's just...
I feel like you got to go through...
Just be creative if you're going to talk shit. At least be funny. You're not, like, don't come off like the kid on the playground who has no fucking...
Yeah, clearly has problems. Like this is all comes off exactly as like the shit that they talk about in elementary school.
Yep, exactly. To where it's a red flag. Like, oh, they like you, or they like if a girl's being mean to you.
It's the equivalent of that, dude. But like
for dudes,
I mean, it's eventually just gonna
playa hating.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways,
let's move on to some current events.
Yeah, dude, we got some good ones.
We've had a busy week of news.
I'm gonna crank this on over here.
And yeah, let's get into some currents. You're gonna probably pop them up onto the screen again.
I am, because that worked great.
It looked great too.
All right, dude. So first one, our good friend Pete, back in the news. All right, so it's pretty much just the whole Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande, the whole Kanye. We're just kind of covering all of that. The specific article is Pete Davidson confirms safe following alarming Instagram posts.
Now, I want to go on record first and foremost, just real quick, by saying This article to me is probably the most important for me. Like knowing that Pete is good and Pete's all
for sure.
Just that he's fine and he was at Saturday Night Live and he was safe. Maybe he was bummed out, but he was at least there.
Right. Well, and it started originally with Kanye wanting to talk about mental health and be on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And
that needs to happen.
That needs to happen ASAP. There's no other place for him to go.
No. Well, Kanye said it, and Rogan said, "I'm more than happy to put you on my podcast." And the internet, I think everybody went nuts, dude. Everybody was.
It's like Kim K dropped the nude again.
It was like that, yeah.
Or a sex tape.
I mean, I would even pay probably $20 to watch that podcast.
Hell yeah, I would, dude. I'd pay-per-view that all day.
I would pay money to watch the Elon one and the Kanye one. If you would have scammed me into paying $20
right.
to buy both of those podcasts,
and like a package deal, like on a late night guy with like a fireplace, going like
on a 2-disc.
Get your hour or 3 hours worth of Joe Rogan content.
Yep.
This holiday season,
but yeah,
for $49.99,
I would pay
for
it.
2 installments.
For those two,
call 1-800,
and for the Elon one, I would have paid it.
And it's just like taking like bits and pieces of it. Rogan's going, "This is crazy," and then Kanye's going like, "I got problems, fam," and then it just cuts out, and then he's like, "Order now."
And it goes back, and it's just the Elon one.
And then Kanye's going.
And it's just Elon of him playing with the fucking flamethrower thing. He's just like.
And it's like one of those really, really bad, just like if you remember that coin thing. Do you remember
it still plays, dude.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that coin advertisement with the trains or whatever, or like whatever those, just like they're using the same ad from the 90s.
Yeah.
Just clearly, and that's what you remake it as and go, for 2 installments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was on the NHL Network. They used to always fuck with that.
Or any of the Ricky Mays, if may he rest in peace. But
I think I saw...
or ShamWow.
Oh.
Remember ShamWow?
Dude, why are you bringing him up?
Guy made a lot of money, I heard.
Guy made a lot of money, and I heard he also did a lot of booger sugar.
Oh, did he?
That's what I heard.
Damn. Anyways, back to the current event. Yeah, so anyways.
So it started off with, what did Ariana start off with this tweet? Because Ariana kicked it off.
It actually starts off with that Kanye incident with talking about that. And then Pete then came out and said, "Bravo, Kanye West, for standing up for yourself and speaking out against mental health. I can't explain to you enough how difficult and scary it is to be honest about stuff like this. We need people like Kanye. No one should ever point fingers at you for your bravery in speaking about mental health. I'm seriously disgusted." And for those that don't know, Pete Davidson has had, he's struggled with mental health, and he's talked about it. Like, he's been public about it.
Yeah. And now, hang on. So you're saying this happened before Ariana's tweet?
Yeah, it's starting us out there. So that's where we're getting started out. And I actually remember that happening before Ariana Grande jumped in. So now, yeah. So then she came in on a side note outside of Davidson's comments and said, because she's referencing Kanye and Drake and said, "Guys, I know there are grown men arguing online, RN, which stands for right now."
They're saying that his comment was a reaction to that. Comments as an interjection into a situation between West and Ariana. So he said that after she tweeted that.
Oh.
So Kanye may have ranted about mental health first, but then Ariana says this, then Pete says that.
Okay. Gotcha. So, okay, and then she said, "But Miley and I are dropping our beautiful new songs tonight, so if y'all could please just behave for just like a few hours so the girls can shine, that'd be so sick. Thank you." First of all, how 7th grade chick of like our era is that?
Pretty
so sick, thank you.
Yeah.
With the U, and spell it U.
Yeah.
And you know what pisses me off?
You know what that is? That's a MySpace fucking post.
It is. or a comment on, or
Feel
you know
free
what,
to
dude?
mix in a capital letter, dude. Our phones are auto caps. I
Yeah, you're
have-
going out of your way. I never understood that unless you're typing on the computer. But who's making tweets? Anyways, and then
even
Ye jumping in.
Kanye's got punctuation turned on.
And then Ye jumps in and Ye fashion says, I know Ariana said this to be cool and didn't mean no harm, but I don't like even slightest level of slight commentary from someone I know loves and respects me. I love Kanye, dude.
Me too.
Get him, Kanye.
I mean, Kanye's basically just trying to take the high road
Well,
in this.
Kanye ruined Taylor Swift, and for anyone that was saying, oh, Kanye's done, look at him now. And look at both of them. Who won that? Just saying. Someone came on too long. I'm not going to say Kanye didn't fuck up originally, but who won long term? Who won long term? For sure, Kanye. You don't think so?
Well, I
Long
don't-
term, look at the two of them.
It
When's the
depends,
last time
dude.
you've
I
heard
think
Taylor Swift other than me saying this right now? You haven't heard her. You haven't heard Taylor Swift, the name even, probably since like 2012.
Yeah, but I think if we went on social media, one has more followers than the other, and I'm pretty sure it's different than who you're arguing
Yeah, but
for.
but Instagram's been out forever, dude. Like, how many people just
Twitter,
followed her?
Twitter too. I mean,
Kanye deletes his so often. Like, that's just not.
Like, there's an app. There's a blocker now that you can put onto your computer
to block Kanye.
that filters anything Kanye related.
Yeah. So who do you think's more famous?
I'm not saying who's more famous. You're saying who won. If
Well, no.
I think it depends on what's the cheese.
Yeah. What's the cheese? But I'm just saying with a, you talking Yeezys. You want to talk about Yeezys?
Dude,
I'm saying Yeezys, his
Impact,
music career,
I think Impact,
overall, just
I think Impact.
noise.
Kanye has more impact.
as far as careers go.
for sure, Kanye.
Yeah. Just saying. Anyways, and that's just because not originally. She just kept talking shit, dude, and
Yeah, and then changed who she was.
yep. Okay. Yeah, so then it got bad. Back to the current event to try and stay on topic. Pete then came out and said something, said, I really don't want to be on this earth anymore. I'm doing my best to stay here for you, but I actually don't know how much longer I can last. All I've ever tried to do is help people. Just remember, I told you so.
You know, that
And then the doctor jumped in and
that little message right there, Z, scroll back up to that for a sec. That little message right there, I mean, how many people have thought that in their head?
oh,
at
dude,
least once?
I have.
How many people have wrote that out in their head and just said, I really don't want to be here anymore. I'm trying my best to stay here for you, but I actually don't even know how much longer I can last. All I ever tried to do was help people, but wasn't enough. Just remember I told you so. You know, and the fact that he's got to do all of this publicly, go through all this shit,
Mm-hmm.
and deal with all of this, and then you've got it bugs me that people don't even care to think about the severity of what their words are.
That, and also too, I think people overlook the humanity side of it because, it's sad because we all as people need an escape to our daily life. We like to live through other people to get away from our issues, or we like to know that other people have gone through stuff, or we like to jump on sides. We like to jump on teams. So the problem is when you've got these people who are public figures like Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson who have a large amount of fans, and unfortunately for Pete, Ariana just has so much more fans, but these people that need their escape, they dive into Ariana's relationship and Pete's relationship and everyone's life. So, and then even with this Offset Cardi B stuff, so when it happens, people just jump on whoever so quick. Like, people jump on Pete and they forget the fact that the guy still has to go through a breakup. We've all been through a breakup and it sucks, dude. It really does, whether it's mutual or not, man. Like, I've personally, I'm not going to sit here on the mic and try and talk tough. Like, it doesn't suck, man. It does. I've never had a fun breakup ever.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know who has, and if you have, then great, man. You're sick, but not everyone's like that.
So dope.
Yeah, not everyone's like that. And Pete clearly You know, he's got to deal with his shit. He's got to see his girlfriend or ex-fiance, rather, everywhere.
Yeah.
And has her fans sending him death threats. They were sending him death threats when they were together.
And the unfortunate thing is that, you know, Mac Miller's passing has, I'm sure, everything to do with all of this. And
yeah, I would say a good amount.
And I'm sure there would be some people that are pissed about that breakup in general, and you got these super fans that are real fanatical.
Right.
But you got those, and you know that those exist no matter what. But then, you know, then you take it a step further, and now someone's dead. And now it's real. And now it's someone's fault. And now someone's dead, and now someone's dead because of someone else.
Right.
And now the person that killed that other person needs to die too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't kill him, what's the next best thing you can do? Talk shit on social media. If you can't fight him, what's the next best thing you can do? Talk shit on social media.
It goes back to what we were talking about with trolls. You know, I can't even imagine, like, you know, we kind of have to deal with it on such a minor level. Like, we get way more love than we do hate, for sure.
Thankfully.
And I'm sure Pete does too.
We give a lot more love than we do hate.
Exactly, for sure. And, you know, my thing with it, man, is that, like, I just know how much it sucks. You know, like, and I can only say this from a very, very minor scale. But Pete, his goal, like he said, he just wants to help people. He wants to entertain people. He's a comedian. Like, he just wants to be funny. He just wants to help people. Same thing with me in my life. All I want, and same thing with you, all we want to do is just help people. We want to come on here. We want to be as entertaining as we can, do anything we can. So that little bit of negative feedback stings so much more than anything else because you're putting everything you have into it. People don't realize how much goes into everything that you see. Everything, if it's on TV, if it's there, and you even slightly are impressed with the production of it, or you laughed or you thought it was funny, there's a good chance a lot went into that, and it didn't just happen. Pete Davidson didn't just get to be successful just because. There's a lot of shit, and comedians have to go through so much shit to get to that point to where he is.
I mean, and he's at the top of the top at SNL. I mean, and
he's a young guy, but what are we going to do? Are we going to keep talking shit till he kills himself, and then we're going to all say, oh, he's such a good comedian. He's gone too soon. Oh, man.
Yeah, everybody that's talking shit is going to be the first one to say, rest in peace, gone too soon, blah, blah, blah.
Pete was such a good soul. Well, why aren't you saying that now? Why aren't we standing up for people? Like, it's not even about... You know, quit picking sides all the time. Like, quit picking Republican, Democrat. Quit picking Ariana Pete. Quit picking Drake, Kanye. Quit picking the fucking... Like, I understand having some competition. It's fun to have a beef. But when people are getting hurt and when people are dying over it, how fun is it? How much fun is talking shit?
People are losing their souls to it. You know, people are losing their self-worth. You know,
the guy couldn't even do his perform on Saturday Night Live because of it. So
that's where you have a real issue, is when you have people starting to lose their self-worth. And Mac Miller had a lot of issues, man. And unfortunately, he is not alone in the fact that a lot of people succumb to being a victim of the pill addiction, and they don't end up making it.
Right.
But that's not really that uncommon.
Right.
You know, it just happened to be that he's pretty popular and a lot of people know him. Mm-hmm. It's terrible and unfortunate. But then to go on and then ruin someone else's life who had nothing to do with that. He didn't fuck up. He had nothing to do with it. And to then blame him,
he didn't
for
take
all
Ariana
things,
from Pete.
You know, the whole, even if
Mac.
he did, dude, there were issues obviously that were going on in that relationship before.
For sure.
And you know, to say that someone else had anything to do with it, I think is so fucking preposterous.
Yeah.
That anybody doing that really should not be taken very seriously, and not should really walk around with a sign that says red flag on their forehead.
Right.
Because that's what you are if that's what you think. I mean, it's
But when did everyone
nuts.
get so fucking smart, though, too? Like, they have their lives so figured out, man. That's what I'm getting real tired of, man, is just seeing everyone online, all these people just constantly saying and talking like they know. And like it's a truth to them. They don't have a truth.
In their mind, you know, here's what I've realized is like the people, the more people know, the less like they really know. You know, like I feel like the more I know, like the less I really know.
Right, because it shows you that there's more out there that the world's not designed for us to know everything. How about that?
So even if it were, you know, there's just a lot that's even left to be known by the smartest people ever.
Right.
And so it really bugs me because there's such an entitlement thing there, and it's such a fundamental mindset difference between me and another person to where I don't like there's not even a way to where we can get on the same set of tracks here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going two completely different directions.
Mm-hmm.
and there's no way to get on that playing field. And it's
sure.
it's I don't know. Like I'm so set on just being productive and doing what I want to be doing, you know.
Right. Well, I'm so set on my end goal like that. That's it. I don't really care.
But then
like, all I care about.
But you have to do that in order to be able to weather this sort of a storm.
Right.
Should it come up, you know, and it's so difficult to do that, especially when what you're putting out there is your creativity and your heart essentially, and that's what makes it so personal and why it's so difficult for like Pete to be going through this stuff. It's just it's really a bummer to see all these real positive, uplifting people throwing shade and wishing death upon someone else.
Right. It's a bummer, man. I mean, I don't know. I hopefully...
It seems like people are starting to rob Peter to pay Paul when it comes to, like, being a good person. And when it comes to morality.
Right.
And that, I think, is a very, very dangerous proposition moving forward. I think when you take morality from one spot of your life because you don't think anybody sees, and you then allocate it to a different part of your life because maybe more people are watching, that is a giant fucking problem, especially when everything is so public like it is.
Right.
I mean, like you said with my wrench getting leaked out, you're probably right, dude. By 2032, I might have a crotch shot.
Probably will. You're screwed.
And I'm okay with it, dude.
You should be
pretty well groomed, and it's big enough. So I got nothing to hide. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to keep it covered because that's what...
I don't really want mine getting out, man.
What the law says to do. And...
yeah, but just be productive, man. Just work on you. Do your own thing. And yeah, you don't have to listen to us, but shit, like, just listen to somebody, though. Because clearly whatever you're doing, if you're talking... shit to
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, just figure something else out, dude. That's it. It's okay. You're just not as smart as you're fucking ignorant. That's what it is. Okay, that's okay. Okay.
See, these are the clips, guys, by the way, because we're not talking to you guys.
Go sit at the kids' table.
We're not talking to you guys. You know, we're
it's people that do this. If you do now, if you listen and do this,
change or stop listening.
Yeah,
fuck off.
Pick one side or the other.
Tune off. Yeah, pick a side. Because you can't be an aardvark and then be that.
Yeah.
You know, because
that's setting a bad example of what we're up to.
We support Pete. We support Kanye. And we support Ariana,
yeah,
too,
we support Ariana. Yeah.
Because she's probably
her side isn't easy either.
Yeah, she's probably going through the worst. I mean, she probably feels all of the blame.
Especially
on herself.
Mm-hmm, yep.
So
we all have a side to got to deal with, guys.
Yeah. We're supporting all three, and if anyone's gonna motherfuck any of them, I don't really have time to even converse.
So, anyways,
that's that, dude. Well, that's the rant.
Yeah. So lead us to the next current event. There is another party.
This is a great one. We got Oh, we're jumping to this one?
Yeah, just because you said you wanted it to be. This is per your request.
Yeah.
So Drake reportedly beefs up
God, dog, he's faded up.
his security outside of his LA home. And for those who don't know, he's currently not getting along. You know how we talked about Justin and I not getting along? Let's just say Kanye didn't post Drake's blog article, and Drake's not happy about it. So they got in a fight too. No, it's a different fight, which I thought they got it resolved.
Well, Kylie Jenner just went on today and said that it evidently is
It's
cool,
Travis
but-
Scott. No, dude, there's like 8 Kanye beefs going on right now. Kanye's in beef with, let's see, Ariana Grande, Drake.
All the Democrats, pretty much everyone in the comments on World Star.
He's beefing with who else is who'd you just say? Anyways, dude, he's all over the place, man. He's and I think Jay-Z, it sounded like he wasn't too happy with him on the What's Free verse, but he also went out and tweeted and said it wasn't a diss, so I don't really know what's going on there. But anyways, back to the actual current event. Drake hasn't responded, but sources say that Drake has at least 2 bodyguards standing watch outside the gate to his driveway. Now, if y'all remember, Drizzy and Kanye live relatively close to one another. I did not know that.
I didn't.
That
either.
would make sense if he... Okay.
Well, I certainly wouldn't suspect Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye's not
as
really...
being that kind of a. He's not that kind of a threat.
Like, he'll make a song and, like, maybe
He's a weird dude.
put you in your place. Yeah, Kanye's not gonna...
He's not really a shoot 'em up type of a guy.
Right.
He's not.
I
Really
think it's a little bit, though...
hit 'em up type of rapper.
Yeah, but I could also see, Drake is just kind of doing the whole... I mean, you're not working on an album.
He's playing the part.
He's playing the part, and he's like, it's
staying relevant.
exactly. It's
off-season.
because he knows that people are tuning into his life
It's off season for him.
because exactly he needs
Can
to be
you
in the.
scroll, dude? That fucking that whatever's going on. With
There's
that,
not a lot here, so we're
okay,
just gonna
get out of it because that T thing, dude.
just give us Drake's moog.
Yeah, dude, I'd rather look at that fade and beard. It's lined up, dude. That is
There we go.
Lined up. Sound.
Anyways, yeah, so Drake, I mean, I could just see him kind of playing the part for it just to, kind of
Hype up.
stay in the headlines.
Kind of cred. Some street
People,
cred.
yeah, because he's always been questioned for that, and he's like, oh, I'll beef up security, but then, other people go, well, a real one, wouldn't
Would
need security, and it's like...
send security home for the holidays, bro.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. I mean,
Send 'em
obviously
home for
nothing's confirmed,
Christmas.
but that is a fun one
For
to talk about.
Christmas.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
What else we got? Oh,
this is
dude,
fun.
fucking A, this one.
Human heart found aboard Southwest Airlines flight, forcing plane to turn around. Hey, Southwest, be less Southwest.
Hey, everybody, did you guys know that while you're aboard a Southwest Airlines
I
flight,
grew up flying Southwest.
there's potentially a human heart aboard?
I didn't, dude. I grew up flying Southwest, and you're giving me,
That's the hockey team playing a choice.
and you're gonna
If-
give
when
me
you're doing a
lighted. You're gonna
group
give me,
flight
you're gonna give me lightly salted peanuts, lightly roasted and salted peanuts,
and
and
a free shitty Dr. Pepper,
with ice that's melted, and you got.
like instant melt ice.
So you're gonna serve me. You're gonna
give
serve
us
me.
instant melt ice with this shit Dr. Pepper that's probably 2 years old, and these lightly salted snacks, all while a human
Heart.
heart, like
What are we doing?
the main
Southwest.
life function of
Hey,
humans.
Southwest.
And now, dude, I told this to Dad, and he looked at me like I was the dumbest fucking person of all time because I didn't know that this happened. And in my mind, when I first saw this article, I'm like, this is knucking futs, dude.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea that they're doing this. In my mind, I'm thinking they've got a whole plane that's designed just for organs, for human body parts. There's You know, you got livers, kidneys,
They got
all the shit that
makes sense.
all the shit that gets shipped around. You'd think that there's one like 757.
Well, not one, but they got like a company that ships
there's like
them around.
3 of them, dude. Like 3 giant jumbo jets that are just hucking around.
I would imagine more than 3, but I would just say
body
there's
parts.
like a ship.
Maybe
you know, they got
5,
them.
dude.
You know, it's a company. I would imagine.
It's a fleet of jets that are jetting
It would just
around.
be. You would just imagine it's separate from
What we're dealing
what
with
we have to do.
as far as commuting.
And you're gonna
goes.
make us sit through security for an hour and a half, and then go. And I got to deal with a heart on flight
Yeah, and you got to turn around
and a crying
because
baby.
because someone forgot it. How do you forget the heart? Read on, dude. Let's figure it out.
All right, let's see. It's easy to forget a pair of sunglasses or even a wallet, but a human heart. It happened. Okay.
So this happened last Sunday. We're a little late to this party, but that's not that late,
Passengers
actually.
aboard Dallas. Well, today's Monday.
Yeah, I don't think it was this Sunday though.
Oh. Dallas bound Southwest flight 3606 learned that their plane would be headed back to Seattle after their captain announced that a human heart had been left on board, according to the Seattle Times. Captain told passengers that the heart, which had been left on the plane from Sacramento. So what are they just playing fucking hot potato with this heart? Why is it in all these cities? Hey, Southwest. First of all,
Dude.
get some tracking on there.
I'm just picturing the movie John Q. And like, what would have happened in John Q?
It's like a comedy version of like John Q. They're playing hot potato with the heart. It's like Rat Race mixed with John Q. Remember Rat Race?
Yeah, I do. Well, that's what this made me think of was Rat Race when they've got that heart. When I first saw this story, but imagine in John Q if this type of shit would have happened. I mean that they're probably Denzel is never getting out of that
Dude,
bank.
all
Those people are dying, including the little kid, and then it is goodbye, and it's not fucking see you later. If that heart was on Southwest, luckily, that was Direct Express.
Here's my problem with all of this is I am concerned. You know what, man? I think if I ever have to have a heart transplant, I would rather go
Iron
go
Man?
I'd rather go number heaven and go visit the good Lord, because my thing is this. I've been on a lot of Southwest airline flights, and never have I been on a Southwest flight, even as a kid, and gone, wow, this is really clean in here. This is where I want organs being transported. So if I'm a guy that needs a heart, and I got a hairy, slightly roasted peanut lodged in the heart, and they think it's just one of the arteries, that's not good for me. Now I'm getting clogs.
Dude, I think you got to worry about the...
And what is it? Are you just putting it under with like the
hair.
luggage? Like where
I
is
think
it?
that-
Where is it just with
I
the
don't know,
luggage?
dude.
Like
And is
who
it in
thought of it?
Is it in a box?
Who thought with like Southwest is like, dude, you know what, man? Like we need, or like any airline. I don't know how many airlines are doing this, because this is all news to me. You're like, just like you said, it's news to me that they're shipping these around.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't Amazon on top of this yet? Like,
I don't know.
to where we're doing it on the back end.
Yeah, I don't know.
What happened to people doing things on the back end?
I just didn't realize that so much of life happened right under our nose. And
No
we had
shit.
No fucking
No
idea.
shit. And now I wonder, dude, if I have a layover, is it because I'm waiting for a fucking heart? What's the layover for? Because it's
someone
barely
forget their kid?
it's barely snowing and it's 2018. So what's
Hey,
the real problem here?
did someone
Why are
forget-
we delayed for an hour?
Did someone forget their kidney, or
Yeah.
or is there sleet? Or is there actually sleet on the ground? What the fuck is it?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Last time I checked, people have heated driveways. So either you guys don't have it figured out, or there's a kidney that
Right.
is MIA.
Because Elon's ready to go to the moon, or ready to go to Mars.
Elon's ready to go with Mars, dude.
His
fuck-
bags are
fuck
packed.
the moon.
His bags are packed, and Southwest is going. Yeah, you know what? Let's just.
We forgot a heart in Sacktown.
You know
We
what?
got to roll back
Dude, do they treat it like they just forgot like their wallet at home and they're like all right, here we go, and they're just to their co-captain, they're like, fuck, you know what?
You know what?
Shit, we got to turn around. He's like, dude, are you serious? We've been in the sky for 2.5 hours. He's like,
I forgot
the
heart.
And
Bro.
he's like, you forgot the fucking heart?
You had one job.
You got the heart. All you had to do is get the heart. And he's like, dude, fuck me, I know, right?
I'm the worst.
I'm the worst. And then he's like, all right, one sec. This is your co-captain, John Smith, and I'd like to report that we left a human heart back at Sky Harbor, and
so we're gonna go out.
The temperature is still 76 degrees in Phoenix, and if you could please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the entire process as you sit on the tarmac for 2.5 hours as we try and find this heart that's sitting in the men's restroom.
Yeah, dude, that's just a bad experience.
I mean,
man.
shit, dude. How's TSA letting a heart through? That's my first question. Dude, if I'm TSA and I see a heart through there, I'm gonna go, you're trying to tell me you're not doing some shit? You're trying to tell me that you're not...
You're on the up and up, and you got a heart.
Someone won this guy.
You're telling me you're on the up and up, and you got a human heart that you're just transpoing through on a Southwest flight?
And did the manager at TSA go, all right, guys, first of all, we do allow hearts. So don't give any slack, don't give any hard times to people if they're transporting organs. Now, we prefer them to be in a Ziploc baggie. Dude, other times they just put them right in the tray.
Liquid gels, on the other hand, jump on them.
Nope. Now, if they put if they're trying to put blood, if it's more than 16 ounces of blood, can't take it.
Well,
can't take it.
You can, but it has to be in 4 separate vials, and they have to be in a Ziploc bag.
Yes, correct.
And that's only with a note from a doctor.
And that's if you don't want to go to prison for 10 years.
And also get stabbed with confiscated Swiss Army knives.
And when you're on the flight, yeah, you're not going to be able to. Dude, what do you do? Just what if there's no room in the overhead and you're just walking around? It looks like a steak, dude. You're just walking around with an uncooked steak. And what do you put it with the Sky Mall magazines?
Dude, I'm thinking.
What do you do with it?
You know what I'm thinking with it is I'm almost thinking do you put it in a kennel?
It's gonna just start talking.
Like it barks, like it's a barking heart.
It's like, dude, we can make a cartoon about it.
Dude, we should.
Because instead of the crying baby, your heart's just barking. Everyone's like, can you shut that heart up? And it's like, it's just beating, bro.
Yeah, or it's just upset.
Or the licking liver, dude, and it just has a tongue and it just starts licking people.
Dude, there's an idea there. This is like that episode of Family Guy, where they're doing handy quacks.
Yeah.
Which actually, Peter Griffin breaking down handy quacks to the Fox studio guys. Basically, this episode or this whole podcast here.
Or grind my gears.
Yeah, but
we're just a very long Family Guy episode. Pretty much.
I wouldn't say that, man. They do a hell of a job over there. We're just getting started.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying.
No, I know it. I know what you meant, but I just wanted to.
But yeah, dude, fucking hearts, man. That's nuts.
That's weird that they're doing that. I would think at least Delta or
I'm just
American.
not okay with it. Well, yeah, because I could see Delta, it's okay. It makes sense.
We
Delta Airlines, we
out,
also
dude.
have
United is out.
Well, dude, what you got to worry about with fucking United is just one of the employees eating the fucking thing. Because they're beating people's ass.
Or
they're the ones.
Seat. How about that?
The heart losing its seat.
Yeah, dude. Next thing you know,
I don't think the heart gets a seat. Where do they fucking put it, man?
You gotta have a seat. You gotta.
Do they just have a cooler with ice in it at the bottom that they just throw it in?
And they just put it in the seat back underneath them. I don't
know.
Dude.
What do you got
about, dude?
Yeah.
Fuck Southwest, dude.
Yeah, dude. Not flying Southwest, dude. I'm gonna find another one that doesn't do this. Fly private.
What's next?
We got the HQ.
God, dog, dude.
And I didn't know he was the Vine co-founder, but
another sad deal.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on it because we have had a lot of sad stuff. But
whip through this because I'm starting to get those hungry.
But yeah, the HQ trivia and Vine co-founder Colin Kroll found dead from suspect drug overdose. Sad, man.
So see. HQ trivia, Z. Have you had any experience with the game?
I never downloaded it. I remember you playing.
I played it. I played it a couple times. I had a.
You can win money, right?
Yeah. So basically, You log into this game and it's a giant free for all trivia game, and there's like millions of people in it, or hundreds of thousands. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's a lot of fucking people, and you're all playing for this giant pot of money, and there's always a winner. And it's usually a lot of winners, and you get split up, and it's like $15 a person if you win. But anywho, evidently it's been on its decline, and
well, it would make sense considering he passed via, looks like, cocaine and heroin, and I don't know anyone that's doing great that ODs of heroin.
Yeah, well, it's a tough, interesting drug.
I don't think it's a noble drug. I don't think a lot of...
Heroin's one of those things, dude, that's like if you can't get painkillers.
Exactly. So it means he's not doing great, I feel like, if he's going to...
Well, I don't think it's a matter of finance. You know, I'm sure he's fine financially, but...
Is heroin expensive or... cheaper?
I don't know the street.
I thought it was always cheaper.
It is cheaper, but it's just more it's a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
It's not. It just there's more of it. There's a lot more of it. So
it's a bummer, man.
Yeah, and
Vine. I mean, that's been gone for.
There's a lot of pressure that goes with being a CEO of something like that. You know, when you're a CEO of a big company like that, and that's essentially what this is. You know, these little fucking tech community things like this end up becoming giant companies like Facebook, Vine, Snapchat, Instagram, all this stuff become giant companies.
They've got a board of directors involved.
And then they go public, then they have stockholders.
Yeah, there's so much.
When you're CEO, you're really not the boss of anybody. You're actually the biggest bitch of the company, if you will. Yeah, I mean you are. Like you have. I wouldn't
say you're the bitch, but you for sure you don't have all the pull and you don't have all the say.
You have a lot of fake power.
You
know, ultimately, at the end of the day, your word means nothing.
You've got the big office. That's it.
Yes, and you have the hardest job of having to tell a hardworking guy to go kick rocks, and then at the end of the day, when you have a good idea, you get told to fuck off.
When it's your company.
Well, yeah, or most people, though, if they're a CEO, too, like, that's if you're just CEO. Like, if you're hired on to just be CEO, you know, then that's about what it's like. But if you're CEO of your own company, that's a different thing. Then you're... But then if you go public, then you got to deal with, like, what Elon has dealt with over the last 6 months, and that is a
exactly.
shit
You just
show,
don't want to deal with all that.
Fuck what Elon's having to deal with. But... Anyways,
let's get to
that sucks, man. I feel heart goes out to him and his family.
Yeah, and his girlfriend who had to see that shit. That sucks, man.
Hopefully the family can find peace, and hopefully we can put an end to the drug issue that we have here in America.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But yeah, let's get into some listener questions. I'm hungry, so we're actually gonna probably shelf some of these, but this is a good question. Or wait. Did we end up talking about the best hip-hop album last week?
No, we didn't. We weren't able to get into it.
Okay, so let's start with that one. I must have forgot to write that in. All right, so yeah, we had one from our good friend Trace480 on Instagram. Go check him out. He just dropped a single. He's a good buddy of ours, and he's a rapper, and he's actually really good. Speaking of Mac Miller, he had a lot of influence of him, so from what I can remember, and he's really talented. So check him out. His last single is called 2 Cents. Anyways, he gave us a question asking what we think is the best album of 2018. And man, is that a tough question, because when you think about it and you think about everything that dropped in 2018, stacked year.
Yeah, there's been a gang of good shit that's come out.
My mind can go about as far back as in April when J. Cole dropped KOD.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm already bad with dates and years, but
should I pick mine first and then you go?
No, are you waiting for me to? I know mine.
Oh, you know yours?
I think so. As far as what impacted me the most, from that standpoint, I would have to say Ye did, because it just
Which is interesting.
when it dropped at the time of my life. I think that there was some stuff going on that I was able to
Spoke to you.
Yeah, I was just able to grab from it and feel like I was able to feel what he was feeling, and I was able to, I think, use that to do some pretty cool stuff. I thought that was great, but then I thought Travis Scott was great too. Astro World. I don't know, man. There was a lot of good shit. I mean, Drake's was good. Scorpion was great. There's a lot of albums where I loved like a few of the songs, but not every song top to bottom.
Well, that's tough these days with most albums. I mean, because like I was talking about that a few years ago, but like,
and so same with Kid Cudi.
Yeah, but I mean the difference is those two albums.
But that's what I love about that whole process with them.
Because it's 7 songs versus, but Kanye's had albums where there's a bunch of songs. It just changes, with guys.
Yeah, but in those years, he probably wouldn't have had my favorite album that year.
No, probably not.
I mean, there's no doubt. Obviously, there's a bias, and he's one of my favorite artists. But I think it's that in conjunction with the Kids See Ghosts that he did with Kid Cudi, because Kid Cudi's in my top 5. For hip hop, so
yeah,
I think I'm gonna go with those two for me as my top, because I liked every song on both albums.
Yeah, the best for me is I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to probably do top 2 also. I'm gonna save it probably till his next album possibly, but I do want to shout out Anderson .Paak's album, because he's probably my favorite today's artist overall.
Yeah, me too. That could be an honorable mention.
That's an honorable mention. Do I think he had the best album of the year for hip-hop?
No.
I'm not going to give him that. But it was a great album, and he's a good blend of hip-hop, R&B. So I kind of put him in his own camp. Yeah. I just put him in his own camp all in all. But that was an album that I loved and just am still listening to nonstop. And but I gotta give it to probably J. Cole with KOD and an Astroworld for Travis Scott, because I think Travis Scott is the Meek Mill's new album is good too. The only problem is with Meek Mill for me is he can be a little too trappy for me, all the time, to where it's just too much. It's like, dude, I don't need to be this hyped right now.
That's where I weed him out.
He's too hype. He's too hype.
That's where I weed him out. I'm like, put on what's free. Put on a couple of the.
But
other
in
ones,
certain moods though, because there's Travis Scott's album is good because you've got the song Coffee Bean, which is real smooth, and you just want to be chilling. You're just kind of winding the night down. But then before, you can listen to No Bystanders, where it's fuck the club up,
dude. See,
and then you want to then you want to be out and party. Well, no, that's still Travis Scott, but I'm saying that's why it's got the best album, to where he's got the wind down, the run up, and not saying Meek Mill doesn't too, but
for me though, if I hear Kids See Ghosts sometimes, Kids See Ghosts sometimes, Spirit, I could hear that anywhere and feel pretty crunk.
Well, yeah, for sure, me too. But I love those guys too. But I think overall, though, and another new artist I'm really into is Travis Scott, in the sense that he uses a lot of old school stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
And a lot of references from old school, and he's not really mumbly comparatively. He's actually got some pretty good bars, as they say. So
plus he saved Kylie from Tyga.
Yeah, he's just cool, man. He just seems like a cool, chill, kind of down to earth dude.
Yeah.
He's younger too. I think he's setting a good example. He's not doing the whole Tekashi thing. He's not being obnoxious.
I mean, he's obnoxious, but in a different way. He's obnoxious in check out what I'm doing.
No,
Like,
he's
look how far
he's
I've come.
obnoxious in this, like, only in his performances, and which I think that's why I appreciate him, because he's not that loud on social media, and he's not that
It's in
loud
like a
on
dope way though.
right. But
he's
like
just,
his concerts look so sick.
yeah, like he's just a dope.
I had a buddy that went to one. I saw him post about it.
Yeah, it looks like a fun experience.
Went to Astro World.
I'd like to go to. It seems like it's a step below Thadland.
Thadland.
Yeah,
Shout out to Blue Mountain State.
dude, Thadland.
But yeah, so those are those albums. So yeah.
All right, let's do like one or two more listener topics.
All right, let's do.
We're gonna have a lot for next week.
All right, yeah, we'll do 2 more and we'll save some for next week. Okay, I like this one. How someone who has no hobby can discover one.
Start by listening to this fucking podcast and share it, because you're bound to be curious about something that we talk about.
Exactly, and that's the biggest tip. You just have to be open to listening to other things and checking things out.
But start here. Socially Awkward Podcast every Wednesday.
Because we did that. We started with we actually started with the podcast,
Under your
but
pillow.
like, yeah, you start with the podcast and you just are like, oh, they're talking about this. I might like that. Like, I bet a lot of people didn't know this, but I play the guitar.
You do play the guitar.
I play the guitar, and I've been playing the guitar for 2 years now. All because, and it was a hobby, and you're probably like, God, Zach, how do you have time for that? Well, you can carve out. You'd be surprised if you really want to make something a hobby, or you really want to do something. You'd be surprised on how you can allocate your time. Now, I don't have time for a lot of other shit. Like that's why I'm so tired with going out. Like, I don't want to go out as much, and why we don't want to go out as much, because we've gotten so curious and created so many of these hobbies. But you would be fascinated to see with what you're actually interested in if you just kind of were a little more observant to things.
Yeah, and I can play a couple songs in the harmonica too.
We can actually do them in unison. Maybe we'll post that sometime.
Yeah, we could do a couple of songs together.
Post it to the Weber boys. Maybe we'll drop an EP.
Start by listening to I would do an album with you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Start by listening to the pod though, and that's where you'll maybe gain something, or if not, just.
They're already listening to the pod though, so for people that are already listening to the pod and trying to find. Yeah, pay attention and just try shit out.
And be open, to like when you hear something, don't shut it off, or don't say that's an interesting point of view and then leave it. Like, take it and apply it and see what it does for you.
Take some action. Exactly. Like, and I was just going to say that too, because like for me, a lot of things pop up in my head, and I think it does for a lot of people, but they forget because we have things that pop in our head, and these little excitements are like, oh, that's a good idea, I should do that, and then we never end up doing it because it's just sitting in our head. And sorry guys, the headphones are messed up, but
headphones are on the fritz.
Yeah, so anyways, but we have these thoughts that come in our head so frequently, and I think a lot of times we don't write them down or forget. And things that I like to do is I actually use my note app and just write things down as they come in my head. This podcast was actually one of those notes when I was 18, the whole idea of all this, so you'd be so surprised if you just wrote down things that you thought of. You can build on that and go back to it, and you don't have to take action on it necessarily today. But like I noticed that for hobbies and just finding other interests and doing things is if I just write it down and remember the things that I want to try out, and then make it a goal.
A lot of cool shit out there to get into.
But people think of it all the time, and they're little things. They're such tiny things, like, oh, I'd love to get into graphic design. How many people just say some shit like that, or like, oh, I want to draw, or I want to get painting, or they think of these things, or oh, I want to start a podcast, or oh, I want to start a vlog, or I want to start
you forget
a
for
blog.
Months, and then you remember like 2 months later
because you're tied up doing other shit.
Yeah, but if you just write it down and like maybe be more conscious with like your thoughts throughout the day, thoughts and your desires, and write down different things that you're curious about,
right,
and then go from there.
And pay attention to your day too. Like, pay attention to how much time you're spending on like laying in bed on your phone, just looking at random
about this,
stuff,
dude?
or just, there's a lot of time that you're just spending just doing really nothing.
But pay attention even more so to how much time people spend. How much time do you spend not even doing the shit you want to be doing? I found that for me, what was happening
It's
with
less
me,
and less.
well, no, I was spending more time doing shit that I don't want to be doing in general, because what I was doing was I was procrastinating so much and being ineffective with my time on doing the shit I don't want to do, to where it drug it out and made it so much longer, to where now it even more so negatively impacted my life, rather than just
Right.
doing shit I know I need to do, getting it done, and then moving on. Not only am I actually getting shit done that I need to get done, but also I now have more time to do the shit that I do want to do.
Right.
So from two perspectives, it makes more sense to just do whatever I need to do versus,
Right.
and that's, I think, what it boils down to the most.
And I think understanding your day, though, too, like I said, because like a lot of people are going to go, oh, well, I don't have time. People have beat time. But I would love to sit down with you and challenge you and show you that you do have time, because there's a couple books, too, actually, if you want to read, if you do think you struggle with time. Check out 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And then there's the Now Habit by Neil something, I think. But the Now Habit, I read those two books back to back, and my productivity level.
You were just a productive patty after that.
Still am. My business was created off of those books of productivity, business pretty much. And I love being productive now and working on. And that's why we actually got in that fight too on Wednesdays, because I hold my time to such a tight schedule, because I've now found these other hobbies and other interests that I only get so much time a day to do it. So I'm very strict with my time.
It also depends, too, how selfish you want to be hobby-wise, too.
Big time. Because I notice, like, when I'm in a relationship, oh, man, I'm the worst, because I just have these things, and I am selfish with that.
I think that's hard, because if you're in that sort of a situation, it is way more difficult to find a hobby that you can do to where.
But find a hobby that you could do with.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, because that's not healthy either sometimes.
Well, it could be, but not all the time. And I think that it's just more challenging, though, when you have another person involved.
For sure.
Like, it's easy for us because we're just so close and we're brothers. And
well, we also have the same goal, really, to end mine.
The same goal, the same interest, the same.
So why not just do it together?
Yeah, we're like the same but opposite. So it works out for us, but.
Someone asked if we were twins. A lady at Starbucks before this.
It makes
it. Twins.
It makes
or
it
not.
Makes it harder when you got another person. But anyways, yeah, that's what we got for hobbies. What else we got?
Do you want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do one more.
These are all kind of ones that are really going to be dry. I'm trying to find one that's not
quicker in the
a little quicker. One's about Baby It's Cold Outside, but I mean, you wouldn't shut up about it on Saturday, so I'm not trying to drag this fucking pod out for another hour.
No, I'm not.
Let's talk on that, because it's the only Christmas oriented one, the only day we can do it. So
yeah, let's just quickly do it.
Baby It's Cold Outside, the song, I mean, that's also kind of a current event. Everyone's up in arms about it, saying it's not good, it's about rape, whatever. My thing is, it's on Elf. So if it's on Elf, it's probably good.
I don't think you're alone there. I think a lot of people
I never thought it was about rape. It does sound it, but there's a lot of songs that sound like it. And I just think we all need to look at it and go, you know what, man? I just didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. They're all dead.
Here's the thing.
The people that made that.
There's a lot to what you're saying there, I think. There's a lot to what you're saying there, but I think that there's also a lot to be said about the fact that that was a different time when that song was made, and there were a lot of different ways that men and women interacted with each other, ways that would not fly today.
Right.
And I think that when you're creating your art about a personal experience, and your personal experience is about something that happened 60 years ago, or however long ago, that's so far outside the frame of what my comprehension level would be just as a human on this earth,
Right.
to where I don't even fucking know. I know that if I wrote that song today, and if I wrote that song today and performed it, and it was the first time it had ever been written, it would for sure be about that. It would be that there's no really other way around it.
It's not a good look.
If anybody wrote that song today, I think it would probably be with malice intentions, and a psychopath would only write those words today.
Yeah.
For the first time. Granted, at that time, different words meant different things.
Yeah.
Gay meant joyous. And yet all these other different versions of the way that the world worked and was supposed to be. And so to try to take that and embed it into today's landscape of understanding, it's this is what you get.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing is I'm kind of on the fence of whether I agree it should be banned or not, because where I'm kind of looking at all this.
Dude, that's fucking ridiculous.
Well, yeah, but it is. But it is for sure. It shouldn't be. But
dude, I don't think anything should be banned. I'm sorry. I just don't like bans.
Yeah, I know. They are stupid. But my one point is, though, it from a guy at least, like, I would rather just have a whole checklist of shit that's acceptable, not accept. Like, what is the code of ethics to be a fucking male? Like, what is the code of ethics for us? What do we do? What do we not do? And then, because
I don't think we're the problem, dude. We're
not you and I, but I'm just saying, like, for everyone in general. I think it would help if they're like, to where if we say none of it's okay versus, well,
it's a lot more.
The song is okay,
I think, than we make it out to
the
be.
Song. Well, no, I'm saying no. I think the media is adding all this gray. It's more so that, because if you just say, all right, we're not gonna play the song anymore. Like, it's sensitive time. Like, we got the Me Too movement going on. We got all this going on. Like, we're just not gonna play it. Mm-hmm. Or like, why can't we just quietly say, we're just not gonna play it? Just like how you don't play. You don't play anti-Semitic music on metal stations. Just because it's metal music doesn't mean you play it if it has fucking hate or,
right.
A lot of songs. And like, there's a lot of music that's about the devil, and I just don't listen to it. I mean, I'm not gonna say that people shouldn't be allowed to listen to it or whatever, but it kind of falls into that same guideline to where it's like, okay, well, it is different. It is different for sure, but we just got to remember, guys, it is a Christmas song we're talking about, and we should all just relax and just. People are just forgetting what the actual time of year is about. Like, it's just about
dude. It is. We got people terrified of Santa Claus. We got people saying Santa Claus shouldn't exist because or
he should be a male. It's like, dude, it's just a fictional.
But he shouldn't. We shouldn't.
He's got a wife.
Kids are afraid of a stranger sliding down their chimney. Yeah, fucking right. Kids are afraid. Kids are afraid of getting hooked up one night a year with a bunch of cool shit that they've been asking for.
That's my Christmas right
Please,
there.
Dude.
That's my Christmas. And then I got this, and I got a letter.
You got
from Santa.
You got an unsupportive parent if you got a parent complaining about Santa Claus, dude.
Yeah, Santa got to Santa. Always left me a nice little letter to let me know how I was doing for the year, how I did this year. I got a report card.
Manager every chance she can get, sending everything back, saying she asked for whatever.
Yeah. We didn't
even get into my mac and cheese dilemma.
Yeah, well, you did on your story, so I think everyone's good.
That was a fucking shit show.
I'm just bummed because I ended up getting that mac and cheese the next day, and I didn't really like it.
I was a fan. Anyways, guys, this has been a good pod. I think, all things considered.
Probably not as much humor as we're normally used to,
dude,
but
honestly,
we just had to get some stuff. I
actually had a lot of fun with it, and I think it
was fun
probably
too.
One of the more funny ones. And I was going into this.
I forgot. I feel like we've just been out here for a while.
Well, we haven't. We've actually been great on time.
Really?
Fucking phenomenal on time.
Like, where are we at?
Well, I mean, we're about an hour and a half.
That's
hour
perfect.
35, hour 40.
Perfect.
I mean, we're right
perfect. You're just speaking perfect. You're speaking music to my ears.
Perfect. Anyway, so
guys, don't forget to leave a review.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with a friend. It really helps. And I've gotten some DMs actually, and so has Justin. on just people asking on how they can support the podcast, how they can be more involved with the community of it, if you will. And it's pretty simple, guys. Like we said, just the reviews, the shares, anytime we post a clip, even if you DM it to a friend, if you found it funny, or repost it or share it on your Facebook or wherever you can, or just kind of just spreading the word is really all we need. And we appreciate all of it, and for the ones that aren't writing reviews, and for people that are just tuning in and listening, we do appreciate you. Hats are dropping on the 28th of this month, and that's the original hat that we were giving away originally. They will be up for sale on the sociallyawkwardpod.com on the 28th of this month. That's all I got.
All right. Well, for those of you guys just tuning in, I don't have any announcements. I just want to wish those of you who are celebrating Christmas a very Merry Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas.
And we look forward to catching up with y'all on the day after Christmas.
So we'll see you then.
We'll look forward to that. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Jay.
I'm Z.
And together we're Jay-Z.
Peace.
Cheer.
This feeling right now, man, I swear it feel. Yeah.